Please join us on stage. Anywhere you like, man. You had my... All right. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the Roane Chamber, I'm delighted to welcome you to our Meet the Candidates event here at Roane State's O'Brien Theater. We are thrilled to see such a wonderful turnout of engaged citizens ready to learn more about the individuals running to represent us in various important roles. Tonight, we have the privilege of hearing from candidates running for State Senate, State Representative, School Board, Road Superintendent, and Harriman City Council. This event is a unique opportunity to get to know these candidates, understand their visions, and hear how they'll plan to address issues that matter most to our community. Your presence here tonight signifies the importance of active participation in our democratic process. Through events like this, we can make informed decisions and ensure our voices are heard. We encourage you to listen as each candidate takes a few minutes to share about themselves. You will have the opportunity to ask questions and engage in meaningful dialogue during our meet and greet time in the lobby when we conclude this event. We would like to extend our gratitude to the candidates for being here and to all of you for taking time to join us tonight. Your involvement is crucial in shaping the future of our community. Now, I would like to welcome Ben Briley, the Roane Chamber Chairman of the Board, to the stage, and Ben will be introducing our candidates this evening. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Lively crowd. That's good. My name is Ben Briley. I'm honored to be able to facilitate tonight's Meet the Candidates event. Real simple, everyone. Just wanted to let everyone know we have 3 to 4 minutes for everybody to share your backgrounds, views, vision for your role, for the seat that you are running for. And candidates, we're going to go in order. We're going to start with our state seats first, and we will go alphabetically after that. So we will go District 12, District 32, 41, then Road Superintendent, and then our school board districts, and then we will end with Harriman City Council. And just FYI, I'm very lenient, so I'm a nice guy, so I'm not going to throw something at you if you go over, but I will give you a 30-second warning around about 3 minutes, 30 seconds, just so we can all have ample time and that we are fair and honest to our other candidates. We have this microphone is our green microphone. Whoever wants to speak first, we're actually, Ms. Tina Hedrick, you are first up if you want to go ahead and start. What we're going to do, instead of bringing this mic back to the stand, we'll just hand it off to our next person, if that's okay. Check.
Hello, how's everyone doing tonight? How about those balls? Well, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Tina Hedrick, as he said, and I'm a Christian conservative running on the Republican ticket. I'm a retired nurse practitioner. I'm not a career politician. I've been married for 36 years. I have 2 grown children. I'm a retired nurse practitioner, but I think that you should know someone's heart before they ask you for your vote. And I want to tell you why I'm running. 4 years ago, our world changed. And we lost a lot of our rights, and we still haven't got a lot of them back. I was working in COVID during that time, and just a lot of things did not make sense about what was going on. Started kind of questioning things, and during that time, my stepfather was in the nursing home. And when they closed everything down, my mother was feeding him every day, going to feed him lunch. When they closed everything down, they wouldn't let her in. He didn't understand because he had Parkinson's dementia. She tried to call him. He couldn't hear her. But anyway, the gist of the story is they let her in 2 weeks before he died. He starved to death. We were letting people die to save people. This just did not make sense. Then the mandates came along. The vaccine came out. Everybody was asking me about it. And I said, this has just come out way too quick. It hasn't been studied. And it's under emergency use authorization. Then my son got mandated. He'd already decided he wasn't going to take it. My daughter was in college, and I was afraid she was going to be mandated also. Well, I'm just going to tell you, as a mother, a fire got lit under me. I said, oh no, this isn't happening. So I had called the state senate at that time. No help. Matter of fact, there was letters written by Mr. Yeager to people coercing and encouraging them to take the vaccine. So Tina got out and decided to organize a march in downtown Kingston. I was the crazy lady down there about 4 years ago holding up signs saying about the vaccine mandates and the vaccine passports. I called the news stations, but of course they didn't come. But anyway, I'm going to wrap it up kind of quick here, but I just felt like that all of our rights were being lost and nobody was there to stand up for us. I actually organized another march, went to some Republican meetings, and I just got stonewalled. My son's religious exemption was accepted on the very last day, but Mr. Yeager also voted against religious exemptions being accepted in the workplace. I just felt like that we didn't have someone in there that had our back. I am pro-life. I'm pro-First Amendment, Second Amendment. I'll always stand up for your Second Amendment rights. I'll never vote for a red flag law. I'm also against illegal immigration. I think that we should not be clothing, giving them food, education, health care. We should be taking care of Tennesseans first, not illegal immigrants. I'm also in schools. I feel like parents should know what their kids are being taught and should be involved. We've got a lot of books in our school right now. I don't know if you know that, but a lot of people are working on that about some pornographic books, but just something to keep in mind. But we all need to fight. I want to be somebody that's going to stand up for you. And we all at this pivotal time need to stand up and step out and support one another. We've got a lot to lose this year. Our state's turning blue. Nashville's blue, Memphis blue, Knoxville's partially blue, Tri-Cities is blue, Chattanooga's blue. We can't afford to have someone in there that has been in there for 16 years, a career politician that has establishment at heart.
30 seconds.
All right. That's more for the establishment than we the people. And I want to stand for we the people. I'm not in it for the power or the money. I'm in it for you. I've taken care of people all my life, and that's what I want to continue to do. Thank you very much.
Okay, using two mics here. As a former musician, you'd think I'd know not to do that. I apologize if I did not see Mr. Curtis Kelly outside. Is he here today? If not, we will move on to Senator Ken Yeager.
Thank you very much for letting me say a few words tonight, and thank you for the Chamber of Commerce and Roane State Community College for partnering to make sure that we get as much information out to the voters as we can. There are a lot of things that are sometimes missaid or mistruths, and it's important to get out the information to all the voters so they can make an informed judgment on August the 1st of this year. I'm particularly pleased with Roane State Community College, and in fact, during my tenure here, I have gained seniority, and I'm now in a position to do the things for our county that you want me to do. I'm pleased to tell you that in the last 2 years, we've secured $25 million for additional capital expenditures at Roane State Community College over and above the governor's recommendation. I'm on the Finance Committee now, and I was able to use that position to secure this money. I'm glad that we were able to do that to help Roane State Community College. Because by helping Roane State Community College, we're helping thousands of students. And for me, that's what it's all about. I'm a very constituent-oriented senator, and I try to look after my people as best I can. But I'm very pleased that we're able to do that. Had a good year this year in the Senate. The budget, of course, is balanced. Tennessee is not like the federal government. We don't print money. We watch how we spend money. In fact, Tennessee has been declared the most efficiently run state in the nation now. Our budget balanced, lowest tax per capita taxes in the nation. We don't have debt in Tennessee. We don't borrow money in Tennessee. Haven't in the 15 years that I've been there. So we're in sound condition. I'm glad to be a part of that. As I said, on some of the major committees. I'm now in leadership. I'm third in line in the Senate. I'm chairman of the Senate Republican Caucus, and that puts me in a position of leadership where this, for example, is calling on me for my advice. And I use this as an opportunity, not about me, but it's about you. I use this authority that I now have because of my seniority to find ways to help the people of Roane County and the other counties of the 12th District. That's what it's all about to me. So I'm pleased that I'm able to do these things. But, you know, let's look ahead for a moment to the years ahead, some really serious issues that we've got to talk about. The serious issues involving our youth, among other things. One issue that I'm very concerned about is human trafficking, where our young women and men, boys and girls, are held in captivity to use for sexual, sold out for sexual purposes. And it's happening right here in Roane County. We like to think of this as happening in Nashville or Memphis or Knoxville, but according to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, all 95 counties in Tennessee have this plague. So we're doing all we can to fight that. These children are constantly raped. I know that we don't like to talk about it. It's such a heinous act. But I worked this year to bring a bill that will make it tougher for people who are found guilty of rape of a child. I have put the death penalty on the bill to give our courts the authority to sentence people to death for rape of a child.
30 seconds, Ken.
And in my waning seconds here, let me fentanyl. Scores of young people, middle-aged people in Roane County are dying from overdoses. That fentanyl is being made in China, shipped to Mexico, and coming across our unsecure border to poison the people in Tennessee and the other states of this union. It is time that we build a wall and close that border to save the lives of these people who are dying and to control the people who are coming into our country, as any sovereign nation should do. This is something I'm very interested in. I'm working on it. For example, this year had a bill for death by fentanyl is now second-degree murder in Tennessee, thanks to the bill that I supported. My time's gone. I'll be happy to join you and visit with you out front, but experience matters. Experience matters. You want somebody that not only can talk the talk, but walk the talk and get things done. I can get things done, and I need your help on August the 1st. Thank you.
Okay, next we will move to House Representative District 32, Representative Monty Fritz.
Thank you, Ben. Hey, good evening. It's good to be with y'all tonight. I'll just cover a couple things. Most of y'all know me. I have taken the approach of protecting your rights, of securing your rights. Everybody knows our Declaration of Independence talks about we are creator endowed with rights of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. But we often forget that next sentence. And to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men. Oftentimes we find ourselves in America and even in state politics, politicians forget that. They think that they're here to do something else or make favors or whatever. I think we're seeing a change in our country, and I'm glad to have been a part of that. We took on some campaign. I made some campaign promises to you all, and we've accomplished about half of those. The half that we've accomplished, we took on illegal aliens. I was told before I ran for this office that you can't do that at the state. That's a federal thing. You can't do anything about it. Well, that's baloney. And we were successful in 2 of them. We were able to enact law that will go into effect on July 1st, put stiff penalties on illegal aliens that commit violent crimes in the state of Tennessee. We have to make it clear that you're not going to come here and do bad things to our citizens, and we're going to tolerate it up. We're not going to tolerate it. We're going to lock you up and throw away the key. The second thing we did for illegal immigration, if you will, in the United States, Article 3, Section 5 of the Tennessee Constitution says that the General Assembly shall declare by law in cases of invasion and rebellion to send the militia into active duty. And so we did that by law this year. And we authorized the governor to send up to a brigade-sized force to Texas to repel the invasion because, folks, we are being invaded. The third piece of legislation failed in the Senate. I was disappointed by that. We had worked with the Department of Safety to be able to get legislation in place that would require law enforcement to report to the Department of Safety and the Department of Safety to issue a regular report to our law enforcement agencies across the state. Again, that failed. I'll carry it again next year. We'll see a little more resolve among the people that are carrying that. Taxes are killing our people. We are, as Senator Yeager said, one of the best places in the country. I think the best. But there's still more that we need to do. We have friends and neighbors that can't afford to buy groceries right now because of what Biden has done to this economy. And it is our responsibility to interpose for you, the people, in those areas. So Ken and I carried a piece of legislation to try to take 4% state sales tax off of many of the grocery items because I think mamas and daddies and grandmas need that across the state. You'll probably see a version of that from me again next year. We took on gun rights because it is your right, your guaranteed right to defend yourself, to keep and to bear arms. Unfortunately, we have places across the state, like the one we sat in tonight, where you can't carry a pistol inside. I think that's a shame. I think that we've disarmed the public and we've invited ourselves to be victims for those who want to carry out bad things. I intend again next year to fight that. As you know, I ran on some energy policy things. I have a little bit of a nuclear background, not about distributing power or anything along those lines, but I understand the supply chain that goes into us and comes out of us. So we were able to get in place. Tennessee now has an energy policy, a resolve to have an energy policy. And We just passed this year a restructuring of the Tennessee State Energy Policy Advisory Council so that we can advantage what we have here in Oak Ridge and East Tennessee to make sure that we keep the lights on and push back on some of those foolish federal policies. I intend to keep fighting those things. I intend to keep fighting the federal overreach because that is our 10th Amendment responsibility. It's not about the money. It's not about the checks we can get in here. It's about defending your rights. Thank you for letting me work for you.
All right, staying in the same chamber with District 41, House Representative is Representative Ed Butler.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to be here tonight. Like my colleague, Representative Fritz said, I co-sponsored many of those pieces of legislation, but my primary focus has been on adoption and our children. And I've carried adoption, this General Assembly, that would expedite the adoption process for abandoned children from 20 to 22 months down to 100 days. And I'm happy to report when that legislation was enacted last July 1st, there was a young child that had been abandoned in Putnam County that was adopted in about 115 or 16 days. So it's working. I have worked tirelessly on the Department of Children's Services that I'll delicately say is a very difficult department to manage and run, but it manages the most valuable resource in our state, which is our children. I have worked, thank you. I will continue to work on things that will improve the adoption process. I wrote and carried some legislation this year. I was not successful in passing it yet to use private adoption agencies and expand their license to provide the same foster care services that DCS does privately. I think as a small business owner, small businesses can manage things better than the government, whether it be the federal government or the state government. We can do it better privately in most cases. And I think our children, which is our most valuable resource, should be managed by small private adoption agencies that are managed by people that care, not only about the children, but care when they place that child with somebody. Does that foster parent care about that child? Are they invested in that child? And so I will continue to work on those types of pieces of legislation. As we stand in Roane State, I have carried legislation this year to expand the opportunities for students to use their scholarship dollars. Prior to this year, this legislation passing, a child, or student, I should say, could not use those scholarship dollars during the summer, and we fixed that this year. Now a student has the opportunity to go through the summer and use those dollars. It should be their choice and when they use those scholarship dollars, whether it be the summer, fall, or spring semester. And so I'll continue. I have another piece of legislation I hope to carry next year to fix another little small problem with middle college and early college, which are students that are taking college classes while they're in high school. The General Assembly, I didn't carry the legislation, I co-sponsored it, but now in Tennessee, if you're a highly motivated student, you can get a master's degree at little to no cost through the state of Tennessee if you have the high ACT scores and you work hard. And so I think if we continue to equip our children, if we focus on our children, there'll be problems that we don't have later on in their life. If we can fix the foster care system, which is a daunting task, I will assure you, we have roughly 9,000 children in state custody on almost any given day. And we have people out there that are willing to do foster care. And unfortunately, they don't want to deal with Department of Children's Services. And as a legislature, there's many times that I understand why they don't. Nobody wants to deal with the government. And so I will continue to work on expanding what we can do privately to take care of our children, which is our most valuable resource. I am running for re-election. I don't have a primary opponent. I'm grateful for that for August 1st, but I would ask for your vote. If you are not in my district and you are in Representative Fritz's district, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and get moved quickly so that you can vote for me.
30 seconds.
So, I will close with that. I have a general opponent. I would appreciate your vote then, and I'll be glad to answer any questions after this is over. Thank you.
Okay, moving into our county races now, we will start with the Office of Road Superintendent, Mr. Brian Mullins.
Well, thank you. It's times like this that you wish you'd have paid a little bit better attention in speech class in high school. So I've made a few notes here. I'm kind of a simple man, and I have simple things to say. First of all, I'm Brian Mullins, and I proudly stand here today and tell you that I am a candidate to be the next Roane County Road Superintendent. With over 3 decades of road building experience, road construction, and just various construction projects, I bring a wealth of knowledge and experience to the Roane County Highway Department that it's lacking today. My promise is that my passion is to ensure that our roads stay safe, drivable, and well maintained. I promise that any infrastructure issue that would arise will be met head on, and we will try to use our own resources and not outsource or bid road construction projects like's been done in the past to general contractors. I have the ability, the knowledge, and the capability to keep these jobs in-house. What that will result in is tax dollars being saved, and that's my goal, to keep these tax dollars where we need them, and that's in our pockets. Not only am I qualified for this office, but I'm dedicated to serving Roane County with the integrity and the professionalism that to keep the Roane County Highway Department in a constant state of readiness. That is very important, that we are ready to meet any challenge that the weather or whatever disaster hits this area, to be prepared to handle that without any issue. I'm the man to get that done. I will prioritize the needs of our roads and our citizens, and I will work with any city or county official or their department to make sure that any objective that we try to achieve is met. Roane County deserves a road superintendent who has the comprehension of the needs of our roads, and they possess the experience to maintain and negotiate those obstacles professionally and ethically. Together, we can make a brighter future for Roane County. Let's work together, and it's time for a change. And I want to tell each and every one of you here that your roads and your roads and your roads are priority one. And that's my position. Thank you very much.
All right, moving into our school board offices, we will start with District 1 with Mr. Jeremiah Cantrell.
Well, Mr. Mullen said he didn't do well in speech class. I didn't even bring notes. So, but I'm Jeremiah Cantrell. I'm running school board, District 1 out of Rockwood. I was born in Rockwood, went to school in Ray County. I've been a member of Whites Creek Baptist Church since I was 10. I won't tell you how long that's been. But I've got 3 wonderful kids. They're not here tonight. 2 of them are practicing softball and baseball. My daughter Annabelle is going to be representing Rockwood this year in the state tournament. And my oldest son, Julian, is going to be representing Rockwood this year for the 4th year in a row at the state tournament. So super proud of all those kids. I've been part of their sports career, coaching. I've coached baseball, basketball, and football in Rockwood for many years. But I'm running for school board. I have a passion, obviously, with 3 kids of my own and multiple kids that I've coached. I want the best opportunity for them when they get out of school. There's a few hot topic issues that are going on in the school board. One being school consolidation, and I support that. I know it'll give more classes, more opportunities for these kids to have, medical classes, shop classes. I know there's some here in the county in certain schools, but not every school. And I know there's a big gap right now with craft jobs and with medical jobs. So to get them prepared early, to get them a jump when they finish high school, I think would be in their best interest, and in turn in our best interest. Another one is the books in the library. I've been able to read some of the books, and I'm not happy with what I see as a father. I don't know where to draw the line, obviously, but there's some books in those schools that shouldn't belong, and I want our kids, thank you. And I want our kids to be educated, and certain things need to be taught outside of the school with, parental just guidance. So the other one is arming teachers, and I'm very pro Second Amendment. I just feel like that's not a great idea, bringing guns into school. There's so many bugs in that idea for me to support that. But beefing up schools and security, having more SRO officers. I know there's not one officer per school. A lot of times one officer covers multiple schools. I would like to see more of those, securing the schools at the perimeter. I think there are other options that we can seek before we decide to put more guns inside the school. Other than that, that's really all I have. I'm running against Mr. Gabriel and Mr. Works. I've known them off and on through the community. They're both wonderful gentlemen, so I think Rockwood's really hit it nice this time around. There's three that really aren't going to do you guys wrong. So thank you for your time, and go Boss.
Yeah. All right, next up, Mr. Glenn Gabriel.
Good evening. First and foremost, I'd like to thank you all for coming here, giving us your time, hearing about us. My name is Glenn Gabriel. I'm a retired Air Force person, and I have 51 grandchildren. That includes great-grandkids, and they go from Ridgeview to Rockwood Middle, Rockwood High School. And my position is position, platform, whatever you would like to call it. I think there are four pressing, I don't want to call them problems, I call them opportunities that we as a school board should look deeply into and try our best, along with you all, to get them figured out. One of them is the consolidations of the school, like Mr. Cantrell spoke of. My second one would be arming teachers. The third one, school vouchers. I'm not into, taking money from a public school, giving it to a private school. And my fourth one is the challenging of the books. There are different ways of looking at a book challenge. Believe it or not, there's some people who would like to challenge the Bible. You may say, well, that's far-fetched, but that has been brought up before. And I'm not going to stand up here and take a long time because there's quite a few other people who need to speak. But of those four platforms that I spoke of, if you have any questions for me or want to talk to me about it afterwards, I'll be out there in the lobby. And once again, thank you for your time.
All right, finishing up with District 1, Mr. Larry Works.
My name is Larry Works. I'm a teacher here at Roane State, and I am in the wrong place. All these politicians scare the heck out of me. But I'm here, all right? I started school in the first grade many years ago, and I've never been out of school. I have spent my whole life in school. That's kind of sad, isn't it? But it really isn't. It's a good life. I've either been a student or a teacher for my whole life. I think what that does for me, it gives me some experience, some insight into education. I have some common sense about the issues that might come up. And so I'm running for school board. Actually, I don't run much anymore. I'm walking for school board. But I'm a candidate anyway. I just want to say thank you for the chance to be here for you. And according to the principles of public speaking that I learned a long time ago, one is supposed to stand up, speak up, and shut up. Thank you.
Okay, as we travel north on Highway 27, we will go up to District 2 and start up with Mr. Jason Magnell.
Good evening. I'm just like the others. I've never taken a speech class, so I'm going to be reading from my notes. I'm a proud father of 3 students in the 2nd District at Harriman City Schools. As a father of the children in the school system, I am devoted to the needs of our children, parents, educators, and most importantly, the taxpayers. In the 2nd District, with a personal connection to retired teachers, I recognize the significance of providing our teachers with the support they need to offer our children an exceptional education. Additionally, as a taxpayer, I'm committed to making sure our funds are utilized efficiently and effectively to benefit our teachers and students. That's all I have, and I appreciate your vote in August the 1st. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. All right, next up for District 2 is Mr. Shane Best.
I don't know how loud it's going to be. Hey, I can't give a speech like Monty can, so I apologize. I've always asked him for like speech tips or somebody from like the RCADC. What's the guy from RCADC? The other guy that's out there at Middle Tennessee right now. Nathan Ray. Nathan Ray's like one of the best speakers ever. Hey, I'm Shane Best. I was born and raised in Harriman, so I've lived in Roane County my whole life. I graduated from Harriman High School in 1994, so I am a public education kid. And public education did me good. It taught me a lot of things. It taught me how to be prepared for life. Whenever I graduated high school, I left and went to the Marine Corps, where I learned to be a man. And when I left the Marine Corps, I went to be a police officer. And I ended up back in Harriman as a school resource officer. And as a school resource officer, I got to look firsthand at what teachers went through and the security of the school, as well as other things that teachers had to deal with, such as being a social worker, being a parent, being the caretaker, everything. So the teachers worked, and they were overworked. I got activated. I was in the Army Reserve, and I got activated in 2001, and I deployed to Afghanistan in November of 2001. I stayed with the military and ended up doing 3 deployments in Iraq and 3 deployments in Afghanistan. So pretty much my whole life I've been training for war and been in war. And what puts me in this position to come here today is I never wanted this. I never wanted public office, or I never wanted to run for anything. I always wanted to be the back person who always supported somebody or called somebody to complain and gripe. But unfortunately, it looks like our times are changing. We need good people to stand up, and we need people to stand up and take the challenge. And I will tell you, I have 2 kids in the Roane County School District, and we have like one of the best school districts in the state of Tennessee. And we have some of the best principals, and we have some of the best teachers. But these teachers ain't appreciated, I don't see. I think these teachers are stressed. I think they're overworked, and our education system is failing them, and it's failing our kids. We need somebody in there to support them. I'll also tell you that during my time in the military, I was an instructor at University of North Georgia, where I saw freshmen come in who could not even do basic arithmetic. And as an instructor, I saw the failing grades that some of these kids had and how much the government was putting in on them. And it broke your heart. So it was eye-opening. But I come here today to tell you that we're going to have a battle on the horizon. It's going to go from the vouchers, and it's going to go to the curriculum, and it's going to be other things that we're going to have to be ready to battle. And that's why I'm here, is because I'm ready to battle. I'm ready to take on the hard choices. I'm ready to fight the fight. And I think it's going to be there, and we're going to see it in the next 4 years. And for the teachers that are here, I would like to say thank you for being here and trying to find out who is running for school board. So, and I'd also like to say Chastity Lowry. She's the principal at Harriman High School. If you haven't had a chance to follow the Harriman High School page, follow that, because after you follow that page, it will motivate you. After I see some of her posts of how she tries to inspire these kids, it makes me happy, because that's what we need, is we need people out there who inspire this future, because that's what we need, is our future. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Shane. Okay, we will now move into School Board District 5 and 6, and we will start Mr. Rob Jago.
All right. I'm Rob Jago, and a little nervous because as I come up here, Peabody said he's going to throw ice on the first one that lies, so I've got to be careful. A little bit about me. I was on the board for 12 years, 2008 through 2020. We did a lot of good things. One of the things I loved that we did was expand our CTE program, our Career Technical program. We were pretty good because we got invited to the Tennessee School Board Association to present it to all 95 counties. And we were inundated after that with questions. How'd you do this? How'd you do that? It was a start. We've got to get back to the crafts, to that stuff. If not, guys, you're not going to have anybody to fix your washer, to fix your stove. And it's not. Everybody says, oh, it's a craft. These craftsmen make good money, real good money. They take math classes. Pipe fitter, which I was, I mean, we take more math than most because you have to understand all the angles and everything. So it's not a down look on somebody. I think it's an up look. I attended Roane County High School, graduated, went to TCAT in Harriman, graduated, went to Roane State Community College here, and graduated. Thank you for the A. I had Mr. Works in class. Went on to Tennessee Tech, graduated, and went on to the University of Tennessee and graduated. So I've stayed local in my schools. One thing I will push for, I've got several goals. One is to keep going with the CTE program. I think that is very important to these students. A lot of these students are bored in class. I've got a grandson we've been raising for 13 years. I still have one in school. And he's bored. We've got to get these kids into something where they can use their hands, where they can use their minds more than just the traditional setting in schools. The next thing I want to talk about is is the school system going to be in 10 years? I'm a forward thinker. I talked to a gentleman a couple of weeks ago. He just got his doctorate, did it all online, and he happens to be over the Grove School in Kingston. You know, we saw how we can online teach, and luckily, Emily Palmer had us already partnered with Putnam County before the COVID hit, but we saw how that can happen. I don't know if that's going to grow. We already have online high schools in Kingston, or in Roane County. You can go to high school online. So is that going to grow? That's something we need to explore. The other thing is, as of March, we had 700 students that were homeschooled. Well, 700, that equates dollars because you're not getting the state and local money for those 700 kids. It's not just us. I talked to Wade Summers up in Morgan County. They have 400 in Morgan County. That's a lot of money, and it's not just the money coming to the schools. It's the money we're paying the teacher that's going to go spend it at Kroger's down here, that's going to buy gas over here. We get the spending power of that money also. We're going to have to find some way to get the homeschool kids back interested in school, or get our state legislatures to help us some way if they come for CTE court classes, that could count as being a student at the school.
About
They
30
can,
seconds.
all right, they can already do, extracurricular activities. I want to tell you, District 5 and 6, you're blessed. You have 4 candidates that are graduates of Roane County High School. That's myself, Robert Harrell, Christy Oren, and Chad Owens. You got 4 candidates. Of those 4, you got 3 that have school board experience. Myself, Christy Oren, and Robert Harrell. So you've pretty well got some experience going in either way you vote. We're all fine people. Make your choice, and I hope I'm one of them. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. All right, Mr. Jago did the introduction for me, but Ms. Christy Oren is next.
Good evening. How are you guys? So first of all, I want to say thank you. Second of all, when I'm standing on this stage, the only person I can really think about is Bill Yates, who was my speech teacher many, many moons ago. So my name is Christy Oren. I'm running for school board for District 5 and 6 out of Kingston. This will be my second term. Who I am. First of all, there's a few things I do not waver on. Number one, I'm a child of God. I'm born again, salvation. I will not. I am who I am today because of my father. Number two, military all the way, from my country down to the state, down to my county, down to Kingston. I currently have a son that is serving. My father was a major in the Army, and my son is now serving in the Army overseas. Third all is my family. By far, they come. I try everything I do, try to represent them and speak. So, with that being said, I have 3 littles at the house tonight that I told them I was going to give them a shout out to say hello. So they were all excited about Aunt Christy getting to speak. So that's part of who I am, but let me talk to you about my character. If you know who I am, you know I'm all about relationships. Relationships is a very key part in the role that we play. We have to have a relationship with the people that are on the state level. We have to have the relationship with the people that are on the county level. Sometimes that means you got to reach across the floor and shake hands. At the end of the day, who I am today is the same person I will be on August the 2nd. My next characteristic is love. I believe that the only way that you're going to get things done is by love. You cannot be hateful. You cannot be mean. It all comes down to love. The next thing I look about is my talents as far as where I really stand. And you're going to realize on a school board, not everybody needs to have the same talent. People need to have different talents. That's the only way that you're going to get the job done. My talent is I'm a visionary and I'm a builder. The way that I'm actually able to do that is that I have great organizational skills, time management skills. I also have 25 experience in education. Because of my past experience, I've worked in social work, I've worked in education, and I've also worked in technology. I've had the privilege to be across the schools all across the state of Tennessee. So I get to see what different counties are doing different things. So with that, with your organizational and with your time management and with you being able to problem solve, this is a problem, how do we come about it? That is where my talents fall into place as far as on the school board. Now, a couple things I need to help everyone understand because I didn't know this coming in. You think as a school board member that you can walk in and you can change lives in a matter of seconds. You can't. That first term, you're learning the lay of the country. You're learning what works, what doesn't work, what needs to change, what needs to stay the same. When you're a school board member, you're over policy, procedures, and planning. That is what your responsibility. You have one employee. That's the director of the school. Now, how everything is broken down from that is into committees, and that goes the same with all the government. So I say all of that because things have to go through a process before they come to the board. So why you can sit and you can say, hey, the people that are on the board, they've not gotten this done or they've not gotten this done. That doesn't mean that nobody's thinking about it or trying to prepare for it. We've gotten a lot of things done. In 2020, when I ran, there were things, because of my educational background, CTE and STEM at that particular time. CTE is a huge thing. Also, because I have been part of education for 25 years, you also want to learn, where is education going in 10 years? 10 years from now, the way that a school building looks for us at a high school level is not going to be the same.
30 seconds, please.
So what I want to continue to do on this next term is continue to educate where education is going, where we can continue to build CTE. We have continued to build CTE since I've been on the board, and now we're looking at STEM distinctions and with STEAM, if you know what that means. I'll be out here for additional questions. But in the long run, I just want to tell you that I have a privilege of being on this board. I asked for your vote to continue for another 4 years in District 5 and 6. I'll be glad to answer any questions. And also, I just want to say thank you to my family, for my son, my daughter, and my husband. And I'm also a graduate of Roane County Schools. Thanks, Rob, for stating that out. But yes, I'm a part of Kingston. So thank you.
All right, I want to ask if Mr. Chad Owings is here today. If not, I'll also ask for Ms. Kayla Walker-Adams as well. If not, we will move on to our Harriman City Council race, and we will start Mr. Tim Johnson.
I'm Tim Johnson. I was born in Harriman and graduated in '83. And I moved away for several years, and went to Y-12 and took machining and got certified in that. And my whole career doing that, it was basically for military. And then I moved back to Harriman 12 years ago. And when I first came back, some of my friends that I grew up with were trying to get me to run for council. And I said, I'm not into politics. I'm not into all that. And so then after a while of seeing how I think if I did get back on, I could help the other council members, come together and do better for the citizens and get more stuff in for the citizens, I did run. And I'm on this will be my third time running right now. So they'll give me 12 years if I get back on. And I don't sit around on my rear end. I'm out every day driving through the neighborhoods and talking to people and everything. And I do everything I can for the citizens of Harriman, because that's why we're on the council, for them. And I've got a list of accomplishments that we've done over the last 8 years since I've been on there. And it's not just me, it's the whole council. It's the mayor and the city manager also. But I appreciate your time. Thank you.
All right, for our rounding out the evening, for the last candidate of the evening is Miss Cheryl Axton.
Thank you. My name is Cheryl Axton, and I would first like to thank the Chamber of Commerce and Roane State for having us here tonight. I was born in Harriman and graduated Harriman High School. My parents were Harold and Frida Wester. I have 2 siblings, a sister, Michelle, that is employed here at Roane State. I also have a brother who lives in Lexington, Kentucky, and has a horse farm. I'm blessed with 4 children. I have Courtney Bowles. I have David Laxton. I have Misty Magnell. And I have Chastity Lowry. And along with those 4 children, I have 5 grandchildren that I am blessed. They are my inspiration, and they keep me going. I have to say that standing here with Peabody Ledford staring at me, it's Peabody and I go back in politics for a long time. My first job was in Harriman. I was a lifeguard at the Harriman City Pool. My bosses were Bobby Renfro, who I still love to this day. He taught me work ethic. And then I had Mike Hayes. And if any of you are from Midway, you know Mike Hayes. He just fussed all the time. But together, they taught me work ethic. They taught me what to do, how to do it, and how to continue. I am running for city council not because I want to take anything away from anybody, but at the time, there was a gentleman that was not going to run, and I thought, okay, let's just get myself out here involved. I bless the council. They do a great job. I don't have any qualms about what they're doing. I'm just going to run to help the city. And my passion is the youth, the children of Roane County. I am at this point in time in my life, I am the East Tennessee Regional Director for the Diamond Youth Softball Program, which I thank Jeremiah for having children to participate. My whole goal as being a city council is to see things change and happen with the youth. They are our future. And I want to see programs, I want to see things built to help our children. Thank you.
All right, everyone, that concludes our evening tonight. Thank you to all the candidates. We will turn it over to Roane Alliance President, Mr. Justin Snow.
Let's give our candidates another round of applause for being here tonight. As we come to close out the Meet the Candidates event, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to each and every one of you for being here tonight. First, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to all of our candidates for taking the time to share their visions and ideas with us. Your dedication and willingness to serve our community are truly commendable. We appreciate the insights you have provided and the commitment you have shown to addressing the needs and concerns of our community. In addition, thank you to those who are already serving in office. I would also like to thank Roane State's O'Brien Theater for hosting us in this wonderful venue. I don't know if, is Courtney Minton or Jonathan Chamey here tonight? They were very instrumental up here. Wave, thank you for allowing us to use this gorgeous venue tonight. I want to thank BBB TV for their coverage of tonight's event. Your support has also been instrumental in making this event a huge success. To our volunteers and organizers, thank you for your hard work and dedication in putting this event together. Your efforts behind the scenes are what made tonight possible. Ben Briley, I want to say thank you to you. Great job introducing our candidates for tonight. And I would like to ask Dawn Carlock to stand. Dawn, stand. Dawn is our chamber coordinator. She organizes all of our events. She does a wonderful job, and she took the lead on organizing this event tonight. Lastly, thank you to all the attendees for your active participation. Your attentiveness and presence demonstrate the strength of our community and the importance we place on being informed and engaged citizens. As we leave tonight, let us carry forward the knowledge and insights that we've gained and continue to engage in the democratic process with the same enthusiasm and commitment that we have seen here tonight. Now let's please head to the lobby area for refreshments and the opportunity to engage with our candidates. Thank you for coming.